This is the M train, part of the IND 6th Avenue line. Their fleet is only R-160s. The M train is the fourth member of the 6th Avenue crew. The Orange M was once the Brown M. Now the Orange M made a debut when the V train was discontinued from service back in 2010. The M train starts from Middle Village West Carter Avenue, then passes through Fresh Pond Depot / Fresh Pond Road Station. Then it continues along Ridgewood to Myrtle Avenue, Wyckoff Avenue for a travel to the L train. Then it enters Myrtle Avenue Broadway to meet with the J and Z trains. Next, the M travels across the Williamsburg Bridge to Exit Street. And once it departs from Exit Street, the M enters an old tunnel that leads to Barry Lafayette Street, which was once part of the 1967 Christie Street connection. The M meets with the B, D, and F trains along the 6th Avenue line until it splits up to the 53rd Street line to join the E train. Then it travels along the 53rd Street Tunnel to Corkscrew 23rd Street and Queens Plaza, aka the Queens Boulevard line. Once it reaches Queens Plaza, the M joins the R going loco to Forest Hills, while the E and F go express. The M train is the only line in the system that has two terminals in the same borough, which is in Queens. It's the only line that travels through two boroughs to get to the other side of Queens. It goes something like this. The M travels from Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Queens again. The Brown M did the same thing, but it's different. Brooklyn, Manhattan, Brooklyn again, and finally Queens. The M is the local service to Forest Hills on weekdays and on weekends. It ends at Exit Street. Now sometimes during construction, the M either stops at 96th Street 2nd Avenue or 145th Street. And late nights, it terminates at Myrtle Avenue Broadway. The M train has a lot of history, so I'll make this as brief as possible. Otherwise, I'll be spending the entire video explaining it. So here's a brief history of the M train. The M train didn't start off as the 6th Avenue line. The M goes way back in 1914 as the BMT number trains, which is 11, and then later in 1924, the 10 trains. Fast forward to 1962, new subway cars with road signs to rebadge the BMT's member services after the Christie Street connection in 1967. The BMT 10 became the M train, but the M didn't start off as brown. Instead, it was a teal turquoise color sign. And then back in the day, it ran express between Marcy Avenue and Myrtle Avenue, which means it wasn't a J train, it was the M train. They had a designation sign known as the MJ train. Now, on October 4th, 1969, the Myrtle Avenue L was discontinued, leaving behind a husk of a former service. Now, some of you are wondering why is the elevator structure still there after you get past Lewis Avenue in Brooklyn? Well, the reason behind that is if you remove the abandoned part of that structure, this might cause a structural integrity. I guess in English, if you try to take those down, the whole line might be at risk, including the station. So they left it alone. Now, on April 26, 1986, a reconstruction project took place along the Brighton line. This would lead the Brown M to go to the West End line to Bay Parkway. Fast forward to 2010, the MTA had one of those infamous budget cuts, and the V train was first to go due to low ridership along Queens. And the M took its place as now the Orange M. Why the change? There were two reasons. One, there's a tunnel that goes back to 1967 after Exit Street to Barry Lafayette Street. So it's perfect for service to 6th Avenue to Forest Hills. Second, the M is more famous than the V actually. The original plan was to scrap the entire M altogether, but the MTA felt like the riders were comfortable with the M and the V train it just started, so I guess, they had to get rid of the V in favor of the M. So basically it's the V train what goes to Metropolitan Avenue. It still has service going to Forest Hills, but it's just the M now. Now the Brown M did make a brief comeback in 2017 during the construction of the Fresh Pond Bridge as a shuttle between Fresh Pond Road and Myrtle Wyckoff, while the Orange M terminated at Broadway Junction. The M then played a very important role during the 14th Street tunnel construction by rerouting the M to 96th Street 2nd Avenue on late nights and weekends, helping out the L train riders going to Williamsburg. Now, this concludes a brief story of the M train. The reason why I said story, because this will be the final season of this series with the main reviews, since I dropped the rating system a while back. So in 2021, expect the name changes for both subways and buses. Now overall, the M train is a wild card of the New York City subway. The line can travel around 2 boroughs from Queens to Queens. It's capable of going to the 6th Avenue line via the Christie Street connection. It's capable of going to the 2nd Avenue subway, even the 63rd Street line. And if the MTA wants to do what they want to do, they could probably route the M back to West End or even Broadway or 8th Avenue lines. Many possibilities with that line. Also, it has an interesting history. I wish I was around to travel along Myrtle Avenue to Park Road, which was back then was the elevated structure after Broadway. But sadly, the B54 will have to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like what you see, click the like button and subscribe, or just scroll on to other videos of this channel. And if I miss anything or have your own thoughts, you can feel free to comment below in the comment section. Until then, this is Shadow signing off. See you next time.
Hi, this is Coco, and thank you for visiting us at Shadows Production. If you like what you saw, Click on any of these videos for more content. See you next time.